Welcome to Pickleball Beyond. My name's Ryan.
My name is Vino.
And today we're looking at some paddles from Rich Cat Supply. So Vino, tell us about your initial thoughts on these two paddles.
I'm very excited to try this.
Yes.
Very colorful paddle. Shout out to Jenny, who's in Minnesota, and she has started making these paddles. So I was very excited when we got these paddles. Overall, a very well-rounded paddle.
Yes, super well balanced. Both of the paddles. So the one in my hand, this paddle is called Savvy, and the one on yours is called Gusto.
Yeah.
So both of these paddles are at the 16 millimeter thickness, very similar paddles.
Yes.
The only difference being the largest difference is the Savvy is a little narrower.
Slightly very marginal. Narrower. So this has a little bit of wider body.
That was the wide body.
Yes.
But that ended up being a pretty large difference on it.
Yep.
So we'll just jump straight into it. So we noticed right away the Gusto had a lot more touch on it. Like when you were hitting dinks, resets, etc. Holy smokes, for a paddle at the MSRP it was $79.99.
We were very surprised that this paddle is for $79. And as far as dinking with this paddle, it was like butter.
Yes.
It was like one of the better paddles that we have ever dinked with. The control was beautiful.
It felt like, I mean, as far as the control on that paddle, it played like a $200 paddle.
Yes.
Without a doubt. And then the Savvy, not to discredit this paddle, the touch on this paddle was still very solid, but with that extra wide body, this was just the next level.
A very forgiving paddle. And I mean, for a $79 paddle, check this grip out.
Yeah.
Beautiful handle, beautiful grip, a really good solid grip. I was just telling Ryan, you know, I wish like I couldn't feel the inside of that honeycomb. But apart from that, I would say this is a really good grip, more on like the better grips that we have played with, correct?
Yes, and we'll jump into the surface. So you said these are T700 graphite.
Yes, carbon fiber, with painted surface.
Yes, with a painted surface. And so with talking about the surface, it feels like there's a little bit of texture there.
Yes.
But nothing too out of this world. But then diving into how the ball spun, it had like an average amount of spin on it. For coming in at like an $80 paddle, it's probably even a little more than I would expect.
Yes. It was not overly spinny, but it did have spin.
It definitely
lots of the
on the ball. Yes.
And let's move straight into we like the dinking.
Yes.
One thing I did enjoy for this paddle was the resets.
Yes.
It was a very soft paddle to reset.
Yes.
And I would say, compared to lots of the paddles that I have played, apart from the Ace Spade, and my favorite to reset, the 940, the Vulcan 940, this really came right after it. Like you can hammer it and you could stand behind and just reset the ball.
Yes.
So I think where it lacked was it did not have that high-end power.
Nope.
It didn't have that pop, but it had control.
Yes.
And for an entry-level paddle or a beginner paddle or the first 10 over, I would definitely consider this because it's giving you the most important, which is the control.
Yeah, it had phenomenal touch on this paddle.
Yes.
And the power, it's not like it was, I've seen paddles that have less power. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But that was definitely where...
It's not a power-oriented paddle.
Yeah, definitely not a power-oriented paddle. Like you could put shots away, but it's definitely not where this paddle shines. Either of these paddles.
Yes.
Both of these play very similar. The biggest difference I noticed was the Savvy hits a little bit harder. But you're sacrificing a lot of control, a lot of touch, as you can probably tell.
The difference between this is very minuscule. It's very minor, but yes.
This paddle offered just that next level of control, touch, and you gain just, I mean, the tiniest sliver of power more with this paddle. It's hardly noticeable, and I think we both agree that this paddle is definitely a couple notches, not a couple notches, but we both tended to lean towards, towards that.
Adapting. What did you think?
Yeah, we could play with it right out of the box. I mean, the weight, I mean, just
very well balanced paddle. I mean, both of us were at all thinking that this was a $79 paddle. It felt, it's funny, I think Will had mentioned in one of his videos as well how like the cheaper paddles are becoming so much better. This is the definition of it. A 79 paddle, the way it played, the way you were able to adapt with it, the control of it, and this was just,
oh my goodness.
Exactly.
For 80 or $79.99, it's just, I was blown away by this paddle, to be honest. We tested a lot of paddles, and at this price point, if you're looking for a control game, either of these paddles would
definitely check it out if you want to try out. I know there is lots of people demoing this paddle at the Twin Cities. Shout out to Jenny again. She has done a phenomenal job. We'll put a link down, and you know how you can get your hands on this paddle. You want to demo this paddle around the Rochester area, please feel free to reach out to us. This is a phenomenal beginner or one-step up paddle. Yes. Easily. Oh yes. So definitely try it out. Shout out to Chip Shots for letting us record again here. We enjoyed demoing this paddle. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Hope to see you in another paddle review soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.